I'm finally gonna show you my terrariums again and how bad they are doing. Hello everyone, welcome back. If you like terrariums and begonia plants, this video is for you, but also I have a few with more like aeroids, Anthurium especially. I'm going to show you all of them in this video. I hope you like that. Some of you have been requesting this video. I haven't made a terrarium video in a long time because especially this big one, that is my main planted one, has had a lot of issues and needs a lot of care, and I have not made time to do that yet. Also because I want to film it for a YouTube video, but then it takes even more mental preparation to actually do it. Plus, today is Tuesday morning. This video is going out on Wednesday. Hi, editing Rose. Actually, this video turned out way too long, so I filmed another one to go out last week. And by the time you're watching this, it has been more than a week. I just had a minor surgery on my bum. It's kind of funny. Yesterday afternoon, I had a spot on my bum, but it didn't go away and it's been there for 3 years. So it turned into like a cyst. Really small, but it was annoying me a lot. It's just on the side of my bum, and you could see it in my bikini videos as well, which I think I'll post that bikini video I filmed before the operation soon. In the next time you'll see me wearing a thong, I might have a little scar because I currently have one, is it called a stitch? Like a suture in my bum cheek. So that's also why I'm wearing super comfy clothes. I'm wearing my, can you see, very baggy sweatpants because I'm taking it easy and also not moving too much to keep this scar from becoming ugly. I might do a story time on that while we do this because I have another scar that I had to have plastic surgery on because it got so stretched out and ugly when I was younger. But so the terrariums I'm showing you, we have this big one, which I am maybe keeping till last. We have the medium-sized one with mostly Anthurium, the begonia one, which has been looking horrible. Some of you were asking, like, can you show the begonia terrarium again? It's an old aquarium. It looked so bad. Everything was basically dead in it, but it's starting to come back now. Inside my Hoya cabinet, there's a few that are growing. You'll see. You'll see. Some of them are really ugly, and that's, I feel like, part of plant care and also part of terrariums. Sometimes they need maintenance, or I leave them open too long, or I don't water the right way, and then everything goes to shit. But I'm just gonna show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Starting, shall we start with the begonia terrarium? Because that was the most shocking one. I'm filming this on my phone, so we have a slightly different audio maybe and quality. I just noticed you could see the little angle of my tripod, so not the best angle. This is where the begonia terrarium is hiding. Like I said before, this is just a secondhand aquarium that I got for cheap or free somewhere, like Marketplace. And there's quite a few dead pots in here, so that's not great. But let me bring, oh, actually this one looks really nice. I'm gonna bring you a little bit closer. We are switching to handheld now, which should be a little bit better. Can you see how dirty the glass is? I haven't cleaned that in a long time. Maybe if we look from the top, the jiwui is growing really well. And that has been growing really well everywhere. I think the one in the back is also, yeah, also jiwui. And this little pot as well. They are, oh, you can't really see from the front, but they are adorable. Then, can you see the dead pot underneath there? I don't know what used to be in there. And there's another dead pot, and there's another dead pot, and there's another dead pot, basically. Yeah. Then we have this hybrid that is still alive. This is, oh, was it Amphioxus crossed with Negrosensis or something? I got this from Begonia Takeaway. She, by the way, is now creating cabinets for plants. Custom cabinets that are already pimped out to be perfect for plants. And this at the top here, I think is Negrosensis again. This always seems to come back for me. And you can see it doesn't have a lot of pink in it. I think that's because it's so close to the light right now. It's basically at the top. But the bottom ones still look a little bit nicer. And actually, I think that down there is also an empty pot, and the leaves are just coming from that pot. Then there's two more in here in the back. This one is beautiful. I don't remember the name. Can we see the label somewhere? Begonia scapigera. It is really cute. It has beautiful green velvety looking leaves with a red edge. And the main thing, sorry, I'm holding up the lid while I'm filming. The main thing I love about this one is that it is just thriving in here without much care. So that's always a good thing in my opinion. And then this one in the front is getting a little bit blocked by the flowers. I personally prefer the leaves. Look at how beautiful that is. If I remember correctly, this is Begonia Raja, and it is a very easygoing one. I actually took cuttings and planted them in the big terrarium, so you'll see that as well. I feel like it takes a little while to settle, but then it just grows really, really big leaves. And that is why I moved it in here actually. I used to have it in a smaller terrarium, but it was overtaking everything. Oh, if you want to see the flowers, I personally am not so interested in them, so I might skip them. But this one is flowering quite nicely. But yeah, don't be surprised. Some pots are definitely empty. This one as well. Although sometimes, I usually leave this in a little bit longer because sometimes from the base they can grow back. I think for this one it's too late, but I've had it happen where, oh, this used to be Pavonina, where it came back. This one actually doesn't look all the way dead yet. So this is why I have not been showing them off as much, because some look nice and then others don't. And also I really should clean it. Upstairs, we just have this prop box where I have a bunch of rare Hoya cuttings, like my Clementiorum, Hoya Michaelis Splash in the back, Finlaysoni on the left, and then my big, what is it again? Meredithy GPS 1105. That's this one. I just put some perlite and stuff at the bottom to help them root and check how they're doing for pests. These are my own ones that I'm keeping because it had root rot. So this is not really a terrarium, but I might show you some of the prop boxes as well. Especially the Alocasia one kind of looks like a terrarium in my opinion. It's kind of funny. I just filmed a tiny bit, like the first few bits, and I'm already getting warm. So I'm gonna take a layer off. Filming, talking to the camera makes me ow. I just sat down, leaned back a little bit too much and forgot about my bum. So I sat on my scar. I hope I'm not hurting it. Although, just, I don't know if you want any more information about this. If you want to see a picture, I have a picture of the hole they cut. It is minuscule. It is tiny. The person actually, the doctor said it was the smallest hole that she has ever made, the smallest incision as she called it. So don't think it's very dramatic. It was like a tiny, basically, and she took out the sac of the cyst because it wasn't filled with anything. And it was like this big maybe what they took out, and the incision was maybe this big. So maybe a little bit more like this. So it's very, very small. It's one stitch or suture, whatever it's called. So it's not very dramatic, don't worry, I'm fine. I just really shouldn't sit down on top of the stitch. I just realized, so I'm leaning on my left. I actually woke up why is this so chatty? I'm feeling chatty. My boyfriend is not here today. Last night, I tried to sleep to not stretch the thing too much, and apparently I was leaning over too much on the other leg because I woke up with my whole left leg out. Oh, why? I sat down on it again. Don't lean backwards. So my left leg was completely asleep because I think I pinched the, whatever it's called, like the circulation of that during my sleep because I was trying to avoid sleeping on my right. It was not fun. But I mean, that's the discomfort. There's discomfort, but it's not pain, which I'm very grateful for. Anyway, I'll try and keep the chatty to a minimum because I also have to edit this, which is going to take a lot more time if I'm making this super, super long. So we have a few terrariums here. This is the medium-sized one, as I called it. This was my first one. I love this one a lot. Still, even though everything is starting to break down, I've had this since 2020 with the same setup, the same light, the same fans. So I'll show you that in a second, because first I want to show you this. But my El Choco is actually leaning on it because it's very out of balance with all those big leaves. So I use the terrarium to keep it balanced. I'll use some knitting boxes for now. Okay, This is the system in our house right now because, carefully sitting down, because we renovated the cabinet. Not everything has a spot yet. This one used to live on the old setup with a piece of string holding it up, but the whole cabinet is gone now. So the one I wanted to show you is this terrarium. I bought it several years ago, I think now, and I really wanted to build it into something cute for my isopods, which we have here. These are my babies. I used to have two different types of isopods in the big terrarium, the orange ones and these zebra, black and white ones, no, dairy cow ones. But I feel like in the big terrarium, I only have some orange ones left and not a lot. That can sometimes happen even though they are the same. Are they the same species but a different? I don't know exactly how it works. But in here I have my very special guys, Cubaris King Panda King. I got these from Zephyr Terra, which is a terrarium shop that is amazing. Make it lighter, sing to my babies. Okay, so I have this piece of cork bark. And then when we open it, we don't see that many of them, but there is a few here. Can you see them right there? Maybe I should film this on my phone. Okay, the phone angle is definitely better. Look at them. They're getting very fast. They're waking up, but look at how cute. Hi, buddy. You okay? And then this dark one is a slightly different kind. I forgot the name of it. Ego did tell me, but these are chillin'. There's not that many right now. I feel like I'm not doing the best care for them, even though I'm trying. They're rolling up like little balls. See? Okay, buddy. So we have the dry side, which is mostly bark and leaf litter and stuff, and then soil in the middle. I'll pop this back. Oh, there's one. Hello. And there's a baby in there as well. So there are still babies happening. And then on this side is the wet side with moss. And the dry side has the air holes, also in the lid. And then I pop different things in, like vegetables and protein and stuff. But I don't know, not very organized. So maybe that's the issue. But I got these, and then I wanted to make them this. Wait, I'm gonna close it so they can chill again. They don't like to be disturbed by me. You can see Mickey in the background. Hi, Mickey. So I got these and wanted to build them a separate terrarium because no, we're gonna keep Mickey in the background because that's adorable. Because I heard you cannot mix different types. So I thought this would be the perfect terrarium. They need quite a bit of soil to dig into, but then I never made time to actually build the terrarium and just popped in some perlite at the bottom and then little pots. Can you see the reflection is a little bit hard? Just little pots of plants that I collected for this terrarium. So on this side, you can see some begonia pots. Also, you can see all the reflection of my camera and everything. Some of them didn't do well. Let's see. This opens with a slide lid in the front. Am I gonna take them out? One that I popped in here later is this beautiful Labicea. Which one is it? I forgot. Riau or not Pumila, right? At least it's growing. I really like this one. My bum is hurting. Sorry, we're gonna try and sit differently. So this one's really pretty. What I've noticed with terrariums and why I like them in this way with the pots, because some people will say that's not really a terrarium, which I mean, I agree with. It's like a fancy prop box. Look at this beauty. This has grown a lot. I didn't realize. This is Begonia olivacea. Wow. That's definitely doing really well in how I have it right now. But what I like is they often, which is happening with some of them, they grow the roots through the pot into the perlite at the bottom. And then when you try and lift it up, it's a whole clump of perlite. So I can't lift all of them out. But I do notice that I apparently put a layer of perlite and then a layer of moss on top for higher humidity, I guess. Sonarilla I am not so good with, it seems. This is a label and an empty pot. Sonarilla species Sumatra. I'm throwing the labels around. So I guess that doesn't have to go back in. Oh yeah, here's another Sonarilla. This is my skill with Sonarilla. This says species Vietnam. Some of these were so nice and I loved getting them. I was so excited to have them and I feel very bad. Another Sonarilla. Oh, sorry. Ego, I'm so sorry. I got these all from Zephyr Terra. Did I ever show you that unboxing? I think I did. Sonarilla species Thailand. I might have to try these again, but in a planted terrarium and not keeping them in the pot. That might help. We have a few more Begonia in here that I can take out. So this one has a label, but it wore off. So I don't know what it is, but it looks like this. I don't know. It's beautiful when it looks like this, but the plant itself kind of, do you see how that's a little bit underwhelming? Also, there's a few dead leaves on there, which is fine by me. Oh, it's struggling. Focus. Okay. So it's not dead, but it's not the most pretty. We have two more. Oh, this is the special hybrid that I got from Ego that he created for his friend. This is Mariwititi, it's called. It's his own hybrid. And I think it's doing okay. It's not doing amazing like the last one I'm going to show you, but it's beautiful and it's growing. It's definitely not getting a lot of light, as you can see by the enormous length of the petioles, but it's alive. And then this last one, this was definitely leaning on this side of the terrarium. That's why it's a little bit wobbly now without the terrarium. Sometimes the stems can be that way. This is a Begonia hybrid that Ego created again, and it's like a mystery hybrid. He knows what it is, but it's a little bit of a secret, I think. So it's beautiful and doing really well. It is flowering at the top here. Very, very small white flowers that it does not want to focus on. And we have a lot of big leaves. I really like how big these leaves are. These are a little bit more damaged at the top. You can definitely see when it was in the previous location, it was doing better. The light situation was better. It used to live next to the terrarium, and now with the whole rebuilding of the cabinet, everything has changed. Everything has changed. So I'm just gonna throw these back in for now, but I am planning to make a video and plant this up properly, like do a layer for the isopods and then plant some plants in it, put the isopods in it, and then hope for it to do well. This one might not go back in. This might go in my bigger terrarium instead, because if I plant this in the small terrarium, it's gonna be at the top right away. So for now it can go back in. Maybe I should pop it on here and show you, because if this is, yes, that's better. Now you can see what I'm doing, kind of. So I'm just putting this one back. Oh, and there's a little snail in here. Oh, it fell down. It's okay, I'm not too worried about the snails anymore. Apparently they don't eat the plants. This one can go back in the back corner, also really wobbly. Everything has changed. Oh, they're extra wobbly now. Why did I take them out? Maybe the other ones I'm not gonna take out, just to keep them happy, because now it looks horrible. They're all falling over and not stable. I should give them some spikes or something to... Also, this is why I haven't filmed the terrarium care. I want to film it. Actually, I haven't done it either. I want to film it for you, but getting it in the shot is not the same as getting it done. Like, I need this angle for me to practically do the thing that I need to do, but then you cannot see it, and I want you to see it properly. Wow, this leaf looks really cool. I don't know how, but it kind of looks orange reflective right now. Does it come across how it's Kind of metallic orange looking. I don't know how that happened, or if that's supposed to be in there, if that's the hybrid he created. This is what it looks like close up. But then when I have it here with the, oh, I think it's the light from the back that's shining through. Okay, that makes sense because begonia leaves are very red from the back. So, okay, are you gonna finally stay in here, please? Because I need to put the other ones back. Oh, I thought this is a fun, easy video to film. It's already chaos. I'm actually really happy with this one. Doing great. And this one as well. Although I think that one will be nicer with less light. Because if you don't know, begonia with less light means that they become darker and the colors come out more. And then these three are not going to go back in because they are dead. And now I can show you how the lid works. So it's just a little glass thing. And actually the little push button or like lift button comes off a lot, so I don't really use that. And it slides in the front. We try to not cut off the flowers. Ta-da! Okay, I'm gonna bring you over here now for the medium terrarium, or the OG terrarium. Is that a nicer name? This is it. I need to be out of the frame for it to be in focus. It is currently my favorite. I have Hoya in there, lots of Anthurium, really special ones, and some begonia, a Scindapsus, one Scindapsus. Okay, so this is the main star of the show, for me at least right now. Also, I think it looks amazing underneath this grow light. This terrarium, for the practicalities, like the other terrariums, don't have anything in them, but this one has a setup. So there is a light in there, but that broke down a while ago. It actually created shorted our whole house electricity, so that's now been cut off. It's no longer working. So the terrarium is just getting light from my Soltec aspect grow light that's hanging on the ceiling, Melanochrysum, Jose Bono, some beautiful Hoya up there. And then this is it. I think it looks really cute. Oh, toes. Electricity, the little bugs live there. Monstera obliqua lives here. And inside we have a fan system. These ones, I'm surprised they are still working. Sometimes they stop working for a little bit and then they start working again. I don't know exactly. But yeah, they've been in there for 5 years. And then we have little measures for temperature and humidity. In here, I have a layer of perlite. And I planted, as you can see, I planted a little bit of Selaginella antinata, just the crawler one at the bottom. And that has taken over the whole terrarium. So every time I lift up a pot or something, I just push it down a little bit because it's starting to climb upwards and like here, take over the pots. Can you see that? The reflection is not great, but there's a pot down there. So I just pushed the Selaginella down again. Push it down. And in here we have, okay, I'm not going to take them all out, I think, because these are going to be in my Hoya video and in my Anthurium video that I'm going to make the collection tours. We have some really beautiful Hoya that didn't have roots. This one in the back is Hoya undulata that rooted really well in here. The Argentea princess rooted really well in here, and a lot of Anthurium. Like, they're doing so well in here. This is a very special dark and narrow queen that I got from my friend Jess. It's rooting and growing. Look at these new shiny leaves. Look at this. This is my Ace of Spades, the pure one I got from Schmooky. And it was getting a little bit too much light with the original setup, this light. So I'm kind of glad that the light died because now it's getting lower light and I think it's going to help. This is a really nice Red Vein Dark Phoenix hybrid that I got from my friends. It looks like it has some thrips issues over here. See? So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Are we seeing some thrips? Sometimes with the phone I see more because I'm up close more. Then here, this is my little Begonia Amphioxus. Can you see it even? It's all the way in the back there. This is just a piece of it that I stuck into the perlite and then it started to grow. Actually, here's another really nice terrarium plant that is slightly being overtaken. This is a Labicea that I bought at the My Botanica market from Ego. I don't know what's wrong with this leaf though. Is that a light issue? Looks variegated. That's weird. I don't know what that's about. If anyone knows, please let me know. But it's growing really well. It's very, how'd you say, it has a lot of growth points. And I don't think this is the best spot for it. I'm just holding it happy, keeping it happy here until I plant up an actual terrarium. And I'm surprised this one grew so well, so that's just cool. We have some more Hoya that I like. If I struggle with a Hoya in regular humidity, I'll pop it in here and it does really well. Oh no, I broke off a leaf on my Hoya pulchra, so we're gonna have to be a bit more careful. This is my favorite begonia, maybe. This is a hybrid of Negosensis and Chloristicta or something. And look how big this is. I cut this all the way back previously and took some cuttings and tried to grow it in different conditions, but it seems to be most happy in this terrarium. Just switched over to the other side. There's a few more here. These are also, I'm trying to shift without sitting on my bum. These are, I forgot the name of this one. It's like a U number thingy. I had them as pots sitting on the perlite and they definitely rooted a lot, like the whole bottom is covered in that, the roots are taking over. I tried to, wait, if I go back a little bit, maybe I can show you. Because I want the other plants to also get light. So often I just kind of push this into the corner. There we go. And it stays for a little bit and then the other plants get a bit more light again. So we have this begonia in here. And then this terrarium plant that I also got from Ego. This is the Hoffmannia, this color. Yes, I can see the label. Hoffmannia, this color. And here you can see the root thing I was talking about. It roots down into the perlite underneath. So that's great. That's a really big one. So that's going to go in some kind of terrarium soon. Here we have some really beautiful ones as well. This I got from Shmuki recently. That one I got from Lisa. Lots of Anthurium babies that are growing really well. This is the Ace of Spades hybrid that I bought at the garden center. Look, it's making different growth points. So that's amazing. And then we have one more in here, and that's the Scindapsus. This is Centaurum or something. Centaurum. It's a variegated one that I got at my Botanica last year or in spring. I don't remember, but it's beautiful. From Traumsee Rose. I don't know how to pronounce that. It has 2 growth points. This is also a new leaf. Really nice. Ah, this is beautiful. I really hope I repotted these recently into a chunkier mix. This is a Papillilaminum Gunayala hybrid from Shmuki, and it's definitely catching your eye. Don't you think? Like that leaf and then the Ace of Spades there. Anyway, that's the setup of this. I bought this for quite cheap because the glass was all damaged. So I'm trying to keep the ones that are less damaged in the middle here. And I try to keep this one in control, under control. But I'm really happy with this setup and how the plants are doing in it. Especially now that we moved it. I feel like before, I don't know if you remember, it lived underneath the little cabinets we had. And now, sorry, there's something hanging here. Now it lives here and it kind of comes out even better. It looks really eye-catching. It's getting the attention it deserves. Previously, I would put a lot of stuff up on top of it because I was using it as like it was right next to my drawers, my junk drawers, basically. So I really like how it looks here, and my boyfriend also really likes how it looks here. If you don't know, it was living here before. Maybe I can turn you up a little bit. And it was like right here, and then all the little cabinets above it. But we built a whole new cabinet, which you're getting to see in one of the renovation videos. And also, you may have seen it already in the background. But that's it for the living room. We are moving to the kitchen, back to the kitchen. Okay, so in here, we have a few tiny terrariums. Also, I don't know if this counts, but we have some cloches. Cloches? This is my slightly variegated Alocasia dragon scale. Woo! Not a lot. It's rooted really well in fluval. Just keeping this in higher humidity to keep it safe. I guess that doesn't really count as a terrarium. I Have a few prop boxes of Alocasia. Actually, this doesn't need it. I don't know why this fry deck is so prolific, but all the corms are growing, and I think I'm gonna do a sale soon on my Instagram, including these corms and also the Hoya cuttings I showed you in the beginning, and I have Anthurium things to sell as well, stem cuttings. So if you are in the EU, go over to Instagram and check it out there, because it will be on my stories, most likely. I don't know why I'm saying that now, but it came into my brain and then it came out of my mouth because there's basically no filter. I'm gonna bring you a little bit closer. Quickly showing off some of my really nice looking Hoya. Here's that Alocasia bin thingy. But then the terrariums. I have 2 here, and then we'll look at that one in a second. That's a planted one as well. This one is a planted box that the plants got too big, so I kept it open. But actually they have collapsed a little bit. This one this is Alocasia, got super dehydrated a few times, so then it kind of, the stem folds in on itself. This is a really nice Begonia that's not looking really nice anymore. So maybe I should take the dead leaves out. That's a bit gross. See, we can pull those out. We're doing terrarium care. Hi, Mickey. Hello. Kiggies. Dead leaves. So this stem, I don't know, it might come back. This is where the, what is it called? Amphioxus used to live. And then this is a Mycans that definitely has pest issues. Look at all that thrips damage. And at the bottom, we have a little bit of the Selaginella that I threw in recently, actually, I think. So this box is not looking great. And I'm actually realizing I can close it now. When I do that, the humidity is gonna stay up more and maybe the plants will grow back. Also, our house is super dusty. Like, it gets dusty very quickly. So that might have to do with you as well, mister. Hello. Hello, Mickey. This is my little nurse. He takes care of me. So that's this one. Not doing great. I actually think it looks horrible, but okay. And then this one, this is a glass box as well, little house that doesn't have a front. So I use some cling film in the front. And we have, I put the boxes of moss here that I got from Ego, trying to keep those alive. Ooh, there's some slimy stuff on here. But look, that moss is regrowing. That moss, not so much. It's not dead yet. That's good. And then we have some, oh, that's dehydrated. Ooh, I forgot to water that. Okay, we're gonna water that in a second. And then I have some cuttings here as well. I think this is Hoya melanobilata maybe. And there's another Begonia cutting here. Oh, Hoya I said, but it's a Begonia. So they can survive in higher humidity, lower, wait, what am I saying? They can survive out in normal humidity, but this did take really long. Wait, I'm gonna just quickly water that one. Ooh. Sometimes when you have more chunky soil, you can hear the stone bits rehydrating, like, and I just heard that, so whoops. I'm gonna water the other ones as well. I thought since it is a closed, oh! I threw this Hoya on the ground. Wilbur Graves, something silver. There is semi-hydro everywhere. Okay, what I was saying is, because it's a closed, there's semi-hydro in my flip-flops. I cannot focus. Let me focus, brain. Yes, because it's closed, it usually doesn't need as much watering or watering at all because the water condensates against the glass and then comes back down. But apparently not so much in this case. So we're just gonna water all of them a little bit. The moss also looks a bit dry. And then we will have to clean up the mess. This is the Alocasia box. It is filled with all basically pots that were not growing well. And as you can see now, they are definitely improving. I do have some aphid issues in here, so I've just been killing some of them. But there's a new leaf on the silver dragon. There is a beautiful new leaf here on the dragon scale. This is one of my favorite Alocasias still, but it doesn't always stays nice looking for me. This is, by the way, just a box with leca at the bottom, and then it's closed. So that makes it like a terrarium environment, or a prop box really, but that's why we're including it, because it looks so cute. This is Melo or Maharani. This is another dragon scale. Watsoniana. Look how tiny that is. I'm struggling to grow those. Here is a Jacqueline baby that looks quite sad, I think from aphids as well, and maybe thrips. There's an empty pot down there. There is a pot of yellow variegated Alocasia mycolitiana corms, so Frydek yellow variegated. That one is not growing yet. This I got from one of you guys. It's growing good, but it had some aphids, so hopefully being in here is better. And then this one just has this one leaf growing. Look at how pretty that is. It is a Frydek. Is it a regular Frydek or a yellow variegated Frydek? I'm not sure. Oh, another empty, basically empty pot down there. This looks like it was a black velvet before. So that is, I guess, a prop box, but you're getting to see it because I don't often show these, and it just lives all the way up there, so it's out of the way, but it does get light from our skylight. Okay. Ow. Sat down on my bum again. We have one more small terrarium down here, which I currently have some plants on top of. That's kind of on purpose because the begonia I prefer to get a little bit less light, and this is one of the grow lights that I use in that other terrarium as well. That's pretty bright. Look at this beautiful Florida beauty. Hoping to sell those on the sale as well. So let's open this baby. Okay, let's see if I can do this with one hand while I hold. Ooh. This is just a piece of glass that I'm using as the lid. In here, look at this. This one is beautiful. I actually had that out in, the living room before. Living room conditions. This is Begonia burkilli, dark form. And it was doing horrible. And then I popped it in here and now it's doing amazing. It's taking over everything. But let's look at the other things as well. Ooh, you can really see the blue here. If you don't know, this one gets really blue in darker light. So wait. Ooh, I switched off the cabinet light and now we're using the flash on my phone to see the blue properly. Isn't that amazing? How it can just flash blue like that. I'm really happy that this is doing well again because it was not doing well for a long time. Look at all that blue. And there's a few more in here that did show blue before. Like this one was very purple, but it has been quite sad lately. You can see it still. I think it's coming back. See? This one definitely has a much brighter blue though. And it's during the day, so even at night it might be more bright. Okay, and the lights are back on, so I can show you the rest. Back here we have some Hoya, no, Pultra. Why do I not know the name? Those two. I have them in the back of my big terrarium as well. And then here, actually, this is growing really well. I didn't realize this little one is a crawling begonia. This one. Can you see it? No, I don't want to ruin it. It's so delicate. There we go. It's a really, really cool one. And it has that purple reflection. And it was on the endangered list. So I got that from a friend to take care of, be the guardian of. Then over in this corner, I have a begonia. I want to say Hoya about everything. Begonia Sarawak, which also has nice blue, but this one has been a little bit sad in my care. See, I think it's maybe because, well, I had some mold issues, but also this is smaller leaves. It seems to be from the higher light because I didn't have plants on top for a while. And I do again now. So here's another branch. These leaves do get a lot bigger. There's a smaller kind, like Lechinura or something. I don't exactly remember the name. This one is just a smaller because of my care right now. So it does get bigger. Then we also have a lot of the Margravia elcoca, which is the most beautiful Margravia in the world. Well, at least from the ones that I currently know. I'm just taking some dead leaves out. Here you can see some of the mold issues I've been having. And so I've been throwing some, what are they called? Springtails in here whenever I find them at the bottom of a pot. That definitely helps. The moss is also very moldy right now, see? And then this one, this is a really, really nice begonia as well, but it was having issues. I'm actually going to take this one and flop it that way so that the begonia can take over, because I prefer those. See how nice they are underneath? That one's coming back for sure. This one, not so much yet. And then in here we also have a Rhaphidophora silver something. Oh, it's growing that way now apparently. It was growing up the glass and then it fell down. You can see one of the leaves there. It's very pretty. And then we have another, yeah, there's just lots of pieces of this beautiful El Choco. Can we see the front leaf? Yes, there we go. Come on. Come on, show me the front. Ugh. It's really nice and velvet. I love this one so much. I just am sad that this part of the terrarium has so much of this. So I'm going to order some more springtails. Actually, maybe it's the beginning of September now, so it might be a little bit too long. But usually at the My Botanica markets, Ego from Zephyrterra definitely brings springtails and also some small isopods that he uses in terrariums a lot. So I'm going to ask him to bring some for me and buy them. They're very cheap, but very handy for this type of situation, because the springtails eat all the rot and also all the dead leaves. The isopods go more for the dead leaves and the springtails go for the smaller rotting stuff. So that prevents mold from happening and fungus and stuff. But I guess that is it for this one. I'm pretty impressed, especially with that begonia, that it came back so good. So I feel like now that this one is closed, it's also going to do a lot better. Begonia are very, let's say they are quick to die and struggle, but they're also quick to come back and grow really fast. If there's still any sign of life, of course, in them. Sneak peek of the colors we picked for the cabinet. So let's move on to the final, the ultimate, the big guy. So my big one, if you're wondering where I bought it, there's a whole playlist of me building it. I will link that in the description. But this guy I bought on Marktplaats, secondhand, for 125 euros, which is not a lot at all. And I actually wrote a little message with it saying like, I could come pick it up this weekend. We will arrange everything, because it was a daughter arranging it for her dad. He got rid of his python because he couldn't take care of it anymore. And the terrarium wheels had collapsed and they couldn't move it. So they had said that in the ad, like, you have to be able to move it from the house all the way, like from an old people flat, whatever that's called. So I said a little bit about, oh, I want to plant a bunch of plants in it, make it a little jungle on the inside. It's my dream project. I don't know. And she picked me to buy it because she got a lot of responses. Sometimes it helps when you are an oversharer, I guess. And in this one, I have like an extensive setup that I don't use, if that makes sense. I have an amazing light in it. It is the Mother Grow Light, the big one, the 32-inch or whatever it's called, the longer one, because they are water resistant. So I really liked it. And it's also, as you can see, I have it right behind here. You can see it a little bit from the front, but not a lot, because I wanted the plants to face towards the light. They are water resistant and they can be installed in different ways, like horizontally, like I have. You can use them vertically. You can attach them to things. Really practical. And then I also have fans in it on each side at the top. They are the same fans as the smaller terrarium, only one size bigger. They are all computer fans. And again, I bought this, I think 2021. I started building it end of 2021. For this one, it's the same brand as before. They have been in here maybe 4 years now, almost 4 years, and they're still doing great. So that is really impressive, I think, in such a high humidity environment. Then I also have a heating element behind the right light cover that I have not used much. I put it in because I was worried it would get too cold here because our house was getting really cold. It wasn't on very often, and then we insulated the whole house. So hopefully it stays pretty level in the temperature. Even when it's hotter outside, it stays cool in there, or when it's cooler outside, it stays just like 20 degrees in there, 18 to 20, I feel like. I used to have a fogger. I removed the thing of that because I never used it, because I had a hygrostat. Is that what it's called? You can still see the little thingy here in the middle. That's the measuring thingy, and that could control the heating element and the fogger machine. But the humidity that it measured was always like super high. It never would switch on the fogger, even when it actually isn't that high of humidity in there. So I don't know where that went wrong. So my solution now is just every week when I water the plants, I use my electronic, or how do you say, like automatic sprayer. I spray the back wall mostly, and that helps because it does get pretty dry at the top. That's why I'm growing some of the Hoya in there, because other terrarium plants are not doing the best on that. Since the last time you saw this terrarium, I have pulled out quite a few huge plants. My big Anthurium quermalens was in there with huge leaves that had a lot of pest issues, and also was growing against everything else because the leaves were getting so big. So I pulled that out. I don't think it's doing anything right now. I think it might be dead. I don't remember exactly. I have a few stem cuttings around the house. I also had a big glorious on the back wall that was having a lot of thrips issues, so I cut that back. That is growing now, so you'll see that in a second. I had an Atapapuense that grew all the way to the top, so I cut that back. That cutting is doing great, by the way, in the greenhouse right now. So that's kind of interesting, because there it's super hot all throughout summer and super bright light, because it's the greenhouse outside, and it's growing really well. And then the one that is here is also growing really well again. Okay, so let's look inside. We are on the phone cam now, and we're starting on the top left, I guess. We have a Epipremnum Cebu Blue here that is growing, actually growing out the... Should we leave that? That's kind of cute. Okay, you can stay and hang out with all my beautiful books by all my amazing plant friends. So the Cebu Blue, I cut that back a while ago here. See, does it want to focus on it? Because it was having pest issues, and also because it was not growing great. But now it's growing. See, there's the pest issues, thrips. So maybe it will be happier outside. We will see. And then at the top here we have a Hoya as well, Hoya Gunungading. That does really well. Wait, if I turn the light a little bit, because this is super handy, you can rotate this. Just doesn't really want to stay, but okay. Here is the Hoya Gunungading. That looks a little bit dehydrated now because I let it dry out too much, but it was growing some new leaves. My boyfriend printed me some things because the first question people ask me is if there's any animals in there. So now I can say, yes, there is a little dragon. You might see some other things like this chameleon. Anyway, I have a bromeliad here that is not really rooted in anything, but it is growing, I guess, so that's good. And the moss I watered a few days ago, so that's doing pretty well. And then here is the Atapapuense. I cut that back to here, and this whole new thing is growing really well. I love how the roots grab onto the back wall. And as you can see, it did not really drop in size. I feel like it actually increased in leaf size very quickly. And look at the back, super red. Normally they say these plants are not ideal for terrariums, and I agree because they grow so fast that they take over. But because I didn't have money to buy all the tiny terrarium plants and keep them alive right away, it was a good way to have it look really cute while I was learning to take care, well, not successfully yet, of some of the terrarium plants, and while they were growing in, because that can take really long because they stay small. They also grow really slow. Actually, my friends pointed out that this moss is very cute. I thought it was more like a fungus, but it is some kind of moss. Maybe can I zoom in a little bit? There you go. So let's just go straight here in the middle for some of the sad things. Some of the beautiful orchids that I got all died. Like this. Why is this still in here? Maybe I had hopes that it was coming back. I don't think it is. And a small thing like this is like 20 euros. I'm lucky to have some collaborations happening. Here's another little animal. What is the word for them? I forget, like chameleon? I don't know. So I'm lucky to have gotten these in collaborations, but this was my beautiful Lepanthus calodictyum. I don't think that's coming back. It's looked like that for a while. So I guess we're finally doing some of the care that I've been wanting to do, but putting off because I wanted to film it. We have some, actually these are doing pretty well. Some bromeliads at the top here. This is a little kind of a pot that I created of bark, a bark circle with moss inside it. And then I just popped some plants at the top, also a little orchid. And there was an Alocasia, but that's dead now. And then this little orchid does look good. It is growing. What is it? Bulbophyllum scotinochito Tom. 25. See, small plants, but I mean, not expensive, but it's a lot of money if you want to fill a whole tank this size with plants this size. So anyway, we're hanging. Oh, look at the Micans leaf in the back. I guess I'll show you that from the other side in a second. The main issue was I created this, like this Y-shaped wood piece, see? And then I used that to install a bunch of stuff. So there is a pot kind of made from bark hanging here that a Hoya is growing from. There's pieces of blobs of moss on it. This thing is attached to that. And there were branches attached to it as well. But this is not wood that you can actually use in a terrarium. So it started to rot. And a while ago, the whole bottom came out. Like this much of it just pulverized. And the whole thing came down. And of course, I caught the whole thing on camera. Here we go. The whole thing is falling and breaking. Oh no, look at this. This is the wood. It's just gone. Ah! Okay, I'm holding up the whole terrarium with one hand. First, I focused on rebalancing the middle beam so that I could let it go and have my hands free again. Then I took the rotted part of the wood out. This is the part that I took out of the terrarium, the bottom part. And the wood looks completely dissolved. Like this is just clay soil. There's definitely some live animals in here as well. Did you see that moving? I don't know what to do with this because I don't want to throw out all the bugs. Like that. Oh, I think it's mostly these guys. The centipedes, millipedes, and worms or something. Or baby ones. I don't know. But I want to keep my isopods in the terrarium. So if there's any isopods in here, can you please come out? You're going back into your home. It's also squishy and moving. Okay. This is not scary at all. I'm just making it scary for myself. Sorry. One of my orchids fell down and I can't find it. And it's the nicest orchid I have in here. Where did you go, buddy? Come on. Orchid, where are you? Ah, I found it. Thank God. And it's flowering. I couldn't find video footage of that plant, but here are some screenshots from my Instagram stories that day. Okay, back to right now. This used to be up much higher, the whole thing, and it just whoop. So I was able to leave it and just kind of figure it out, but that's why there's branches here that used to be attached to here and then go sideways, but it just, yeah, not good. Not good at all. So, okay, we're gonna continue the tour with the little plants as well. But that is what has been stressing me out. I need to replace this with maybe a bigger piece of cork like this so that it stays good. And I don't know yet. This little dendrobium is looking dehydrated, but I mean, it's alive, so that's good. I can hang it a little bit higher since we removed the other orchids. This beautiful Rhaphidophora is growing, unfortunately, this way, so then it doesn't have many leaves. And we have a little Hoya this is a Hoya Thomsoni. See? The little leaves. This actually came from here. This is a plant planted in this piece with soil. See all the leaves down here? The Atapabuense wants to... It's very camera hoggy. Look, all the new leaves. This is the normal one with, well, the one with white flowers. And I have never had it flower because it grows very slow in here. But this branch grew into the moss up here and then back down. So that's kind of cute. This is a pot with a Begonia chloristicta. The only way I've been able to keep this alive is in here. And I'll show you from the other side the pot because otherwise it's going to fall over. This is a little bulbophyllum orchid that does look a little bit dehydrated. And also this, I really liked the look of the squiggly wood that I used. What would we call it? Lianas is the word. But it rotted so much that it's sad. Okay, I'm gonna show that on the other side. This is another orchid that looks very sad. I feel like these need higher humidity. And there's a little pot there as well. Wait, I'm gonna try and grab it. Because that doesn't have anything alive in it anymore. So we're just removing that. Maybe this can go in its place. I feel like some of these plants would do better with higher humidity. And I don't know how, I mean, I could install a rain system, but that would change things up a lot. And I don't know why it gets so dry so quickly, because I actually closed, I don't know if you can see, there used to be a metal grid thing on there. I taped all of that off, so it's fully closed. There's just, the only way humidity can come out is through like the sides of the door, I guess. But that's it, so it's a bit confusing to me. This little orchid I can better show you from the other side probably, but it's a really pretty one that actually does really well in here. See all the new roots? And the leaves are sizing up as well. Down at the bottom, Makoyana, what is this? Ruellia makoyana. This one was fully dead for like, I don't know, half a year? And then it came back. So I love that about terrariums. It's also there. And then we have an Alocasia black velvet that keeps dying back and then coming back. Some Selaginella. This is the beautiful one as well, but I just threw this cutting down here because I had a few cuttings. I'm hoping it's going to grow a little bit this way because the other side is very high and blocking everything. It's basically like I'm just growing Selaginella in here. Let's see. I had little plants in here in the cute holes, but they died and now it's empty. So this needs some care. This is the Hoya, no, sorry, Begonia Raja that I removed from the other terrarium. It's actually doing really well in here. So that's very interesting to me. It just acclimated very easily. I feel like this is a pretty easy one. The other one that I also put in here to acclimate is that one, and it's tiny. It's growing, but it's tiny, so not as easy as the other one. Here, this is where I pulled the Quera malens out, and then this is the Glorious. It's actually, can we show you the stem? Coming back from a full cutback, and it actually looks pretty good now, pest-wise. So I'm happy about that. The good bugs are doing their job. Down here I have a little pot of an Anthurium, Anthurium species Limon, that I saw someone growing in a terrarium and it looked very cool. So I thought instead of throwing it out, it can live here for a little bit. And then we have the Atapapuense that I already showed you. So let's move to the other side. I have a bit of a challenging situation here because the thingy came off the door really early on in the process and I've never replaced it. So I have to push and then it slides open. It's a little bit annoying, but okay. This is the other side. Mostly what you see here is the Selaginella wildenaui. This is the blue, beautiful one that grows more up or like grows bigger. The one that I showed you in the other terrarium is mostly just like small pieces like this. And this one actually has, look at how thick that stem is. So I'm not sure what to do. I mean, I love it, but also I have a bunch of other plants behind it that are not getting any light anymore. So not ideal. Let's start at the top again. This is the Cebu Blue, and then on this side is the Monstera Stanleyana that I also, is it Stanleyana? Yeah, I think so. I cut that one back a lot because of pest issues as well. Oh, I had a fern that was growing in here, apparently not very happily. And there's a few more dead things behind here. I need more hands. This fern, sad. I think I'm gonna put it lower so that it gets more humidity and less light. Maybe there. And then there was some good bug things that we can remove because they're old. There was a small baby, Selaginella. This one also is dead now, I think. This was Margravia elcoca that I got as a tiny, tiny baby. It never really grew very well for me. And then I got the other one, the cuttings, and they in the other terrarium, and they were doing so well. And this one just unfortunately didn't. So I guess this whole pot up here is empty now, so we can put something else in it. That's kind of nice. This is the spot that I created for my queen Anthurium, and it grew well in there for a little bit, but then the pot size is too small, so we're gonna find something else to plant in there. That's actually gonna be fun now. Now I'm getting excited for this instead of scared. In the back, on the back wall, we have some Hoya. This is Hoya curtisi. And also this Mycans is looking beautiful. I cut that back because it also had a lot of pest issues. It grew all the way up there. See, there's no leaves on it anymore. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And then, bam, a very pretty one. So that's cool. And then these are 3 really nice orchids that I bought at the My Botanica market. I see that I don't have a label on it. This one is super cool. Wait, can I get you up close? These are new blobs. They're called pseudobulbs. And they grow with a tiny leaf in the beginning. You can see one there, maybe there as well at the end. And then very quickly they drop the leaf and they just keep the pseudobulb. And it is impressive that it's actually growing. I feel like it helps that they're up high, close to the grow light. This one, same. Well, it's a little bit less cool than the blobby one, I think, but it has flowered a few times. You can still see the flower spike here. Has nice pink flowers, and there's a happy root there. I do see some dead roots as well, so that's not great. It's kind of hard when you buy them on a block like this, because you can move them onto something else, but you don't want to rip all the roots off, so I've just left them on the blocks. But I would love them in the remade terrarium to actually grow on top of the branches or whatever I'm putting in for them. So if you have any tips for that, let me know. And this is the third one that I bought together. This one is growing just really well because it's growing all over the place off the block. And the roots, you can see all the baby roots, adorable. So these 3 are great. They're easy, they're doing well. Then here, oh no, that's not alive anymore. Oh no. It's kind of fun to remove the dead things because it feels like a fresh start. So this is the little pot for the Chloristicta. I'm keeping it in a pot to keep it a little bit more heavy, happy, not heavy. Because I wouldn't know how to, like, I can't put soil here. I would love a setup where we have more things like that for plants, but smaller and all over. I'm still working on that. This is also a pot that I had some stuff in, like this is the other side of that Hoya pot, but oh, I had a Hoya in there and stuff, but it got very dry at the top and most things died. This is the orchid I was talking about. It actually has really nice red backs of the leaves and the new roots are growing. And then on the next part of the squiggly liana is a little orchid that has settled really well. I took it out. This was in a pot, I think, and it's growing. And then there's a few more like that. Little bulbophyllum, another one here. And then we can't see anymore because of the Selaginella. I mean, I'm not hating on the Selaginella. It's beautiful, but it is a little bit frustrating that it's taking over everything. So behind the Selaginella on the wall is actually a cool one. This is the blue oil fern. It doesn't look super blue right now, but it has grown a ton of, I think all of these leaves are new. I bought it very small and planted it in the wall, different pieces. I feel like they're doing well, especially now that I've made a little bit more space for it. This fern doing not so well. I think we can pull that out. Are we accidentally doing plant care now as well? I'm glad my boyfriend is not home because I am making a mess. You can't see. I am making a mess again. So there are some things that are growing okay. There was, oh, you can mostly see, look, these are the roots of the Selaginella. It might not be called roots, I don't know, like tendrils reaching down towards the ground. They're very cool and fascinating. You can see them on this side as well. I don't know what they're about, but I think they're fascinating. And I tried to push this one back a little bit so it doesn't get stuck in the door, and also so we find some balance between it blocking everything. There used to be a Hoya growing here. It didn't get any light anymore. So yeah, it's taking over a little bit. I wanted to go back. We have a few more cool things. There's an Anthurium in here that grew a leaf recently, but then, oh, I threw the fern down, I think. Hello. This one was growing some new leaves, but they didn't do very well. I don't know it's not the best spot. I feel like this pot, this is the same pot as before, but because everything came down, the light is different, and yeah, I might have to take that out. It's very loose as well. Might be a sign that the roots are not happy. We have this pot. This used to be a cool moss or fern. Is that still alive? We can put it up here for a little bit. See what that does for it. Where did the fern go that fell down? Oh, this is dry. Needs to water. Okay, so here you can see how it is taking over. This is more of the Selaginella crawling along and just blocking everything. I should take some more cuttings and like give them away to people with terrariums. But nobody wants them because they're so big, I feel like. That was my experience. I offered them to people before and they were like, no, it's going to take over everything. Makoyana, the Relia Makoyana is here. There's a Begonia species China. And then here, there's some of my most pretty begonia, but you can't see them because of this mess. So let's start here. Sorry, this is very chaotic. This is a Labicea pumila that had pest issues, but it's growing again, so that's okay. And this is another Labicea, maybe also pumila, I'm not quite sure. It gets a lot less light, so it grows a lot slower. This is begonia that I absolutely love. It has a number now, I feel like, but it used to be known as, oh, is it Erectocarpa? It has a name. It used to be known as species Taiyuan Kwang, which is the region where it came from. And this was in a pot, but it was not doing well, so I popped it in here for higher humidity and less light. But I see it needs some water. Sometimes I don't water the terrarium like I do the other plants, so I'm gonna give that some water in a second. Then we have Begonia gogoensis, which has come back several times for me now. I love it. It's so beautiful. But yeah, it's being taken over by all this mess. And a little, oh, this is so cute. I forgot the name of it, but it looks like a Labicea. It's related to them and it has a very cool pattern. And there is some kind of cool moss growing here as well. See? Oh, my little thingy fell. Hello, buddy. I haven't seen any isopods yet to show you. Oh, here's another Labicea, actually. This one was really pretty. It has a purple edge to the leaves, but struggling a little bit because light and stuff. Let's see. Here at the front, you can see a little bit of how I built it up, which I also explain in the building playlist. But this is usually how I try to find the bugs. The insects, or no, they're not insects. They're, oh, I forgot the name. This was very chaotic, I feel like, mainly because it is chaos in there and my brain doesn't know how to fix it yet. I feel like filming this helps because I've now removed some stuff. I get inspired of what I can do. And wait. Just closing the door so it doesn't get too dry in there. So my main plan for now with this guy is cork. I want a really big piece that is like a branch, so it's closed, rounded, and then maybe a few pieces so that I can kind of rebuild a tree-like structure in the center, because that's the way I'm able to grow plants in there. Only on the back wall doesn't work for all the plants that I want to grow. Once we have that, I can make holes in the sides so that I can have it like a growing tower of plants. And then think about all the other stuff and replanting and hopefully getting the humidity a little bit higher, getting the balance back. But I have been mainly ignoring it for a long time. So I am pretty tired now. My bum hurts. So I'm gonna lay on the sofa for a little bit. But I hope you enjoyed this Begonia and terrarium tour. Thank you guys for requesting it. I will be working on the full collection tours of Alocasia, Anthurium, Philodendron, Hoya, Monstera. Those are, I think, my main 5, but this was basically like the Begonia tour. I have a few more Begonia out in public. Should I include those? Maybe by the time you're watching this, I have decided to include them. Okay, quickly, because that's only a few. We have this beautiful, I don't know what it's called, Begonia with dots, silver dots that I got from Jules, and also this one. They're both growing really well, and I love how they look in the bathroom, just out in the open, the colors. And also I like the balance, this is not a Begonia, but with the variegated oxalis that I got from someone else, because it's like pink, silver, pink. I think it's a good match. What do you think? I think that's it for now. If you are interested in one of those pieces of Selaginella, Wildenawi, the big one, and you are in the EU, definitely send me a message, an email, something. I'm not the best about responding about personal sales requests because it gets so chaotic and there's too many people from all different sides. So I try to organize it in an Instagram sale so that my brain can handle it because it's a lot. But yeah, those are up for grabs, not for sale because I got it for free from someone as well. So I want to pass that on that way. And otherwise he might get mad at me. He's not a friend anymore, unfortunately. Little tea for you. I don't often share tea, but there you go. Yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for being here. Leave a nice comment and we will see you in the next one. Thanks, friends. See you soon. Bye. Oh, and I'm okay. Don't worry about my bum. It's all fine. Editing Roos here. It was in fact not all fine. The wound got infected and the stitch came out from the infection. So now it's kind of like an open little crater on my bum that needs to heal staying open so that the infection can come out. She said that the doctor said that it does look really good. It doesn't look super infected, but there was a small infection that made it just break open. So not comfortable, but okay. It's gonna be probably a slightly bigger scar than expected, but yay, all good.